This graph, for me, is kind of the state of the war on attention today. This giant line that keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, that is the number of messages that we are all exposed to every single day. And you can see how it's grown just exponentially over time here. It's going to keep getting bigger. The dotted red line at the bottom, like super low down here, that is the maximum number of messages that a human can consume in a single day. So the huge gap between the red line and the top of the blue line is all ineffective marketing. It's wasted time and money because it's not working. The red line is the wall of the attention for it. Underneath the red line is where all the gold coins are. So our job as marketers is to try and get underneath the red line with our blue line content, because we're making the blue line stuff. So if we're above the red line, the attention for it is doing its job. It's repelling our messages, and our messages are getting ignored. And if there's one thing marketers can't afford, it's to be ignored. I have even worse news. I know this is depressing. There are other people trying to get in the fort. Netflix is trying to get in the fort. YouTube is trying to get into the fort. TikTok and Instagram are trying to get into the fort. Spotify is trying to get into the fort. Email and Slack messages and texts are trying to get into the fort. There might even be presenters on stage at conferences trying to get into your attention forts right now. I'm just saying. It's a lot of people trying to get into the fort. So you have a lot of competition, and it's never been harder. So what are we going to do? Well, there is one group of people who have figured out a different strategy. They are waltzing into the fort, and they're being given the gold coins. How is this possible? Who are these people, and what are they doing differently? Well, this group of people who are just being given the gold coins are asking themselves a very different set of questions. They've started asking themselves, what would happen if we decided to stop attacking the fort? What would happen if instead we tried to get invited inside the fort? What would it be like if we tried to become a friend of the fort? Friends of the fort are welcomed with open arms. Friends of the fort are given gold coins and invited inside. Friends of the fort are seen as trusted allies instead of threats. So today we are going to look at 4 different strategies for how you can become a friend of the fort.